Hi. Hello. I'm back. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. So if you're watching this in the future, my name's Marco, and if you would ever like a private reading with me, let me know. My email is in the description box of this video. And by the way, I will never contact you telling you I want to give you a reading. If you want a reading from me, you have to come to me. I will never do that. So if someone is doing that, saying they're me, it's really not me. So keep that in mind. Hi, Mira. Hi, Healing Hearts. What's up, people? Hi. And just by the way, the other night I was live for like 7.5 hours. And for most of that, I was shirtless, wearing nothing but a Speedo. And you know what? I don't regret it. I do think I was drinking a lot throughout that whole 7.5 hours. And I think I got pretty drunk. So whatever I said towards the end of that live stream, I hope it was all happy, good stuff. Because I'm not going to watch it, I'm afraid. But anyway, I should probably just delete that. But hey, you know, I don't know. So I've been having a weird few days. Christmas was a fucking disaster for me. Although I got some really good gifts from my dad. But started out fucking fucked up. I had a crazy nightmare. I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning, and then my oven was smoking, and I was trying to cook that dumb fucking turkey. Yeah. It's okay though. Oh, yeah. I had to tell my dad a few lies on Jesus's birthday, but I was just doing it to protect myself. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but so, hey Raymond, why did Fabi lose her job? Can you give me more insight? What happened? All right, let me see. Let's delve into the supernatural. Let's look into the beyond. Tap into the energy with the cards. Oh, let's see what comes up. No, Mira, I don't see any question from you. Try to retype it. All right, let's see. Hey, what's up, damn it. What's up, Dr. Rose Quartz? Hi, everybody coming in. Hi, hi, Marinak. What up? Cool name, Marinak. Marinak. Sounds like some kind of fanciful city in like ancient Egypt or something. Anyway, so Raymond's question. Raymond's question. Interesting. All right, well, Well, Raymond, I don't think Fabi's a bad person. I do kind of think, and this might not actually be what's totally true, but I think it had something to do with, to me, what I immediately thought when you said when she lost her job, um, what I immediately assumed at first was maybe that she got fired and not so much some like laid off type of thing. But I think the cards kind of confirm a little bit that maybe she was fired, maybe because of some kind of behavior on her part. And you know how bosses can be like, um, I mean, it's almost the case for everybody that their boss is like a maniac. But so it could just be like a misinterpretation from the boss. But I think it had something to do with defensiveness and oh, I just got a horrible taste in my mouth. Something about defensiveness, although I kind of don't think it matters anyway, but because I kind of feel like she has a bright future ahead of herself, which would kind of tell me that she has a lot of skill in something, or um, like I suppose it doesn't matter for her. Like this job is not the only job she can do, and I actually think better things are on the way for her anyway. But I do think it had something to do with the way she was behaving or coming across to maybe her boss or other people. Okay, all right. But like I said, I do think she's a decent person. Okay, moving on. Dr. Rose Quartz, how was your Christmas? Did you have fun? Mine started off insane, and then it got good. And then it was pretty chill. Mira, hi, like the live. Is this male stalking me? If so, why? All right. I'm going to try to see something about this guy you're asking about. Damn it. I mean, stalking is kind of like super creepy. It's kind of a serious thing. But let me see what cards come up. I think the cards will let me know if I should take this like seriously or like if it's kind of something insignificant. This is fun. Yeah, sorry about the lighting of this video, but you know, I have so many lamps in my apartment, and after a while, it just, all of that light just gets nauseating. So, Mira, the vibe I get from this is that I think you're asking that question for a legitimate reason. Um, it's not a completely out of the blue question, you know what I mean, in your life, um, about this guy stalking you. I think you honestly do have a reason for asking me that. I don't think you should worry about this guy. I don't get the sense that he's like evil or crazy. Maybe a little crazy, but not like evil. I kind of get the sense from these cards that it's more that he kind of needs something from you. because I do think that I think you're right for thinking that maybe he's been stalking you, because I think that there sort of have been, he's like sending energy towards you in some kind of way, whether it's over online or kind of like making contact with you, maybe in the 3-dimensional world or something. But I don't think you should worry about it. All right. I definitely get the sense that he is overwhelmed about something and maybe needs something from you. But the cards do kind of tell me that maybe you do have like a legitimate reason for maybe being curious about that. All right. Marina, can I ask if something will happen romantically between me and M that I saw today? All right, fun. Hi, Catwoman. Hi, love. You know the movie Catwoman with Halle Berry? Why do I feel like I'm the only person in the whole world that likes that movie? Every time I hear someone talk about that movie, they say it's terrible and it sucks. I'm like, I think that movie is awesome. And I feel like everybody hates it. Thank you. Thank you very much. It is awesome. I say thank you like I fucking wrote the movie. Sorry about that. What was the question? All right. So Marinak wants to know if something's going to happen romantically between him and M. Or her and M. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl. Let me see. Maybe what is to come between the two of you. You're a girl. All right. Most people that enjoy tarot cards are either gay guys or girls, so I shouldn't be surprised by that. So Marinak, there's a card here that's kind of interesting. I feel, is this person already with someone else? Because I feel like you should really kind of let this person go. And like something's not quite right about it, because in kind of a serious way, I think that you need to just let it go. And the only thing I could come up with in my head, because if you're asking, will there be something romantically between the two of you? I think it's safe to assume that you would hope that something could happen like that, which would tell me that you probably do like the person. So why is it that this person you like, you can't really, or you have to let go of, and also let go of for kind of a big reason? So that's why I kind of assumed it must be that the person is already with someone in kind of a serious way, whether they're married or they've been dating for a really long time or something like that. Yeah. The sense that I get is that it's something that you just shouldn't even it's something that you shouldn't even it's not even something you should entertain. And honestly, I think even if you did make some kind of advancement towards this person, I think the person would put up a wall. The cards were the Death card in reverse, the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Certainly wasn't like a super positive looking reading. Let me see who's up next. I think up next it's Healing Hearts. Will I hear from Sunset Security for an interview soon? All right. Interesting. Oh. Okay, let me shuffle these cards. I'm going to scroll back down. I had to scroll up to see the question. So you want to know if you'll get an interview soon with Sunset Security. Hi, everybody who's coming in right now. Hi, Kana. Hi, Maria. What up? How's everybody doing? So, Healing Hearts. I feel like the answer is no. I don't really see an interview with this place. But I think you are someone who I feel like you're someone who handles chaos very well. So I'm not, because I don't know if this is some kind of job interview or it's some other type of interview that has nothing to do with making money. I'm not really sure. I don't see any cards that are specifically about money. So I don't know what that means, but I feel like for the message to be for you that like you're someone that handles chaos very well, then there must be a very chaotic nature about whatever it is that you're asking me about. So it's certainly not from a lack of talent on your part or ability or but I kind of don't see it happening. Um, but also, I mean, I get the sense from these cards also that you're also somebody that I'm assuming is very quick on your feet, can solve problems very quickly. You're quick to figure stuff out, which tells me that you can, you know, this isn't the only thing for you. And plus, you just said you've been applying forever. And I mean, there's probably, I mean, look at the world we live in, this crazy, like, um, this crazy, like, oxymoron of a reality that we live in. You know what I mean? If you haven't gotten what you wanted from it after all this time, there's probably, and most definitely, some kind of divine reason for that. And I'm sure the reason is very good. Um, if that makes you feel at all any better. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. All right. Let me scroll back up and see what the next one was. Love. So Love has a question. Hi, Marco. Did Pierre or PA, I don't know how do you say that? Pierre, I don't know. Did some kind of evil work on me or the closet people on his side did something to me? Okay. So love, I'm not sure. So let me see what cards come up. I'm going to be honest, I don't quite know how to grasp onto that question, but I kind of get the sense you're just wondering if there's some kind of evil done by this person, or if this is the source of any kind of unfortunate things that are happening to you. Let me see. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore. Have you ever seen the Drew Barrymore show? That talk show with Drew Barrymore? I mean, it's great to be nice to people, but she's like a psychotic. She's like can't keep her hands off anybody, and I don't know. It's a little weird to me. A little too touchy-feely, that show is. I do watch clips of it, but it's just so funny how everything, you could say, oh, this morning I took a really big shit. Drew Barrymore would be like, oh, that's amazing. That is incredible. You are a hero. You are a rock star. You are my everything. I love you. Oh, yeah, Drew, this morning I got a paper cut on my thumb. You are so strong. You can get through anything. You've been through worse. You can get through this. Like, Jesus, Drew. I mean, okay. Thank you for the support, I guess. Anyway, so love. Love, I feel like, I don't see any cards about evil energy. I do think that something's not right about it. Like, I mean, I'm a little confused. I forget, what was his name? Pierre. Pierre, I kind of feel like maybe you have the wrong idea about him, because I actually think Pierre is very willing to actually help you with things. I think if you need him, he's there for you. So I don't really know what the dynamic between the two of you is. A little confusing to me, because I don't think he's out to get you. I don't see any kind of evil energy from him to you. So I don't. I feel lost. Why? I guess why. I'm sure you have your reasons for asking something like that, but I'm confused because I actually think that he or she, Pierre, whether it's a guy or a girl, I feel like this person is actually there for you. All right? If that makes you feel any better. Let me see who's up next. I have to scroll back up. I am way far behind. All right. Dr. Rose Quartz, you didn't eat anything? I ate a nice big plate of food. It was good. So Catwoman is up next. May I know John Jordan feelings? For me, it's a Libra. I blocked him, but I still like him. Okay. You blocked him, but you still like him. All right. All right. Let me see what comes up in the cards about John Jordan, John Jacob, and feelings for you. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna scroll back down. So Catwoman. Catwoman. You know, I think what's his name? John. I think John thinks very highly of you and has a high opinion of you. I don't really get this. I don't know how you two know each other. You didn't really give me any indication that this is a romantic thing or not. It usually is a romantic thing with most people. I don't get the sense of any kind of romantic energy in this reading. There's really no cards here about romance, but there are cards that tell me that he thinks highly of you, and but not. I don't see anything romantic. I think he has a high opinion of you. There's something here. I don't know why you blocked him. I think maybe I don't think there's something that I think you want him to do. And maybe it could be one thing or many things. You know, some people you just can't really change. Um, and like I don't think he's ever going to do what you want him to. But you never met. Okay, well, my advice to you is maybe unblock him and maybe, you know, he might not like you romantically, which I don't even know if that you even care. But I think there's definitely potential here for someone that could be a good friend for you, you know? Um, right now, I'm at a place in my life where I'm kind of putting a little bit more effort into trying to like make more friends, and in the friends I do have, like reach out to them more. Because the solitude is really starting to fuck with my head. Um, but I think this person could be a good friend of yours, because I think all that matters is that he thinks highly of you, and that's kind of a good thing. Anyway, moving on. Okay, let me see who's up next. Bada bang. All right, I think Maria is up next. Maria Scorpio. I'm wondering, will me and Philip be a couple again? Will you and Philip be a couple again? Let's see what comes up. Will you and Philip be a couple again? Together for 9 years. Ouch. Oy. Wow. All right. You were together for 9 years. That is that must have been a tough breakup. Well, I would imagine. Or oddly good. Let me see what comes up. So will you and Philip be together again? Hi. Well, so I actually think there's definitely a possibility that you could be with him again. And I think if I think when it comes to him, there's definitely a possibility that you could be with him again. And I think you probably will get that wish come true. Um, there is something in these cards about um, maybe you really need to let go of the way things were in the past. Really let the past stay in the past. And if you are, and when you do, um, when you are going to be with him again, let it be a fresh start. Um, you know, forgive yourself for mistakes you made, forgive any mistakes he made, and really let some certain things go. Um, and there's something here about being caught off guard by unexpected things and maybe people not handling things very well in those uh, like quick moments. So that kind of also tells me something about just um, people, just the way you are and the way he is, and people's just basic instincts of how to react to things. Maybe just accepting people for who they are, accept him for who he is, and also like know yourself a little better, because you kind of expressed to me in a comment that there was jealousy from your side and maybe whatever. But okay. Anyway, I've had enough of that. And I feel like the whole situation with you and Philip is kind of complicated. There's because I only pulled 3 cards and there was 3 minor cards and they were all different suits. So kind of tells me about a very complex situation. I don't know. You probably would know what that means more than me, but I don't know. Who's up next? Let me see. Let me see. I'm so far behind. All right. Hi, Sassy Libra. What up? I think you're up next. So I don't know if you're still here, but I'm just going to answer the question anyway, because you could always come back in the future. Will this gig job I'm currently doing be ending soon? All right. Okay. Let's see what comes up. I need a sip of my drink. Let me just pull the cards first. Sassy Libra. Sassy Libra, I definitely think it will end soon, but I kind of also don't think that's a bad thing. And see, I don't really know what kind of gig you're talking about, but I feel like whatever it is kind of wild. Like there's something like very very um complicated, not in a bad way. I don't know why I'm doing this. it's like very dynamic, and there's a lot that goes into whatever you're asking me about. Like, but I think it will end probably soon. But I also think that what you got out of this thing in particular is something that was really good. And anyway, better things are coming. But I think that's the answer to your question. I think it probably will end soon, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just everything for a season and a reason. And you're a very powerful being. You'll get something. It's a new adventure is coming. All right. Let me see who's up next. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Invoid. What up? Merry Christmas. So Invoid has a question. Can I ask how my performance will go Sunday? Go Sunday. Tomorrow. All right. So for you, it must be Saturday. So you're literally on the other end of the planet, I think. I'm not good at math. My math skills are literally at like a 6th or a 7th grade level. I used to be much better at it, but I never use it, and I'm old now. A long time has gone by without having to use it, so you really just forget about it. So, I don't know. I have a calculator on my phone. I don't really care about doing math. And geography is a mind fuck. I'm not going to get into this. So, what was the question? Oh. Well, Invoid. I don't really know. When you say performance, I honestly have no clue. And don't tell me, hang on, let me just say something before you say any information. I kind of get the sense that I think you're going to do a good job. I don't know what you're doing, but you're going to do it well, and it will be very impactful. But I also kind of get the sense that whatever performance you're talking about, something's kind of fishy about the whole thing. Like, I don't know. Like what you're putting out is something that's kind of dark. It's like you're performing something well, but what you're performing is kind of a dark thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but, well, I just said it, but like you're going to do, anyway, to answer your question, you're going to do well. It's going to be good for you. All right. Okay, up next. Let's see who's up next. I need a sip of my drink. It's probably flat by now. I'm gonna burn some sage. I burn sage all throughout the day. It smells so good. You know what's funny? Some stuff when you burn it, it smells like just you know when like burning stuff doesn't really have a scent to it and it just smells like burning like wood. Although that actually is a good smell. I don't know, some things when you burn it, it just smells like nothing, just burning something. But when you burn sage, it smells really wonderful. Maybe that's why people think it gets rid of bad spirits. Kind of like the universe giving you a hint. The same force that put everything in front of us, put sage in front of us too. That's a fact. I don't know everything about it, but I know that's a fact. All right. Okay. The cards were the Hierophant upright, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and I think it was the Queen of Swords in reverse. I'm pretty sure those are the cards. It might have been the King of Swords in reverse. I'm pretty sure it was the Queen. I don't remember for sure, which is sad because it was about 30 seconds ago. I have a question from Pearl. And then after Pearl, it's Blessed One. So Pearl, what is coming up in general in my life? What is coming up in general in my life for Pearl? All right, let's see what comes up. This is exciting. I'm having fun. I had nothing else to do. I've been watching that show Reba a lot. You know that show Reba that was on like 20 years ago? Even back then when I was a kid, I thought it was a good show. But since I've been watching it for the past few days, I'm like, I forgot how funny that show was. And also, when you're a kid, you don't even really appreciate it as much as you do when you're older. No, I don't. I've never seen Stranger Things. It looks like a good show, though. I mean, Stranger Things has to be a good show because I hear about it everywhere. But I've never seen it. There's so many. But there is there is a gazillion shows now. When I was a kid, it wasn't like that because there wasn't all of these like streaming things, and it was just what was on TV was on TV, and there were only so many networks. When I was a kid, there were like 100 channels that all had shows on them. I mean, there were my family had Comcast, so there were like 1,000 channels, but like almost all of them were just nothing, like literally nothing. But there were only like 100 channels that people really watched, like the Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, the Sci-Fi Channel, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney, and then like Fox and whatever, all that stuff. There were only so many things people watched. Interesting. So Pearl, I see good things on the way. I see a lot of surprises coming. And I do kind of get the sense that this is more the next month or two, like not super far into the future. And also nothing super impactful, but I think there's gonna be a lot of pleasant surprises coming. And I feel like a lot of the things that are coming, you're not really quite ready for. But I think that's what makes it fun and exciting because you're not ready for it, you're not prepared for it. So it kind of makes you have to rise to the occasion and show what you're made of. And but I also kind of see everything going your way overall. But a lot of surprises, a lot of new things. Nothing huge, but definitely things you've never done before, and really things that you don't see coming. I'm just wondering if I can think about something more specific. Because I did give you a message just now, but I kind of want to say something a little bit more like specific. Thanks. All right. Well, okay, Pearl, don't listen. I'm a good person. And like I said a few seconds ago, everything's going to go your way. And I also said that this is not the most impactful stuff to happen to you. I think you're probably going to get sick soon and you're going to be under the weather. It's not going to be life threatening. It's going to be short lived and it will sort of shake up your life a little bit in some ways that maybe you don't expect. But everything's going to go your way. And actually, I think something really good is going to come out of it. And I will leave it at that. All right. Isn't it funny how the universe is? Once you're just about ready to think God screwed you over, and then actually something good comes out of the chaos. Son of a bitch. Okay. Let me see who's up next. I have to scroll back up and see. Oh, right. Blessed One. Blessed One wants a general reading. Okay. Blessed One. Cool name. All right. Blessed One wants a general. I have to make myself another drink soon. It's funny. I'll still be working on a drink, and it's not even like halfway done, and I'm already thinking about like how many more I'm gonna have. I'm sick. I'm absolutely sick in the head. All right. Blessed One wants a general. I'm drinking soda water that has ice and a little bit of vodka in it. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Little problems. Petty stuff. You know, Blessed One, I think my advice to you is, sometimes, not everybody has the same opinions, because I kind of see in the near future, it's probably something that's going to be online. I just say that because that's how these things typically happen to me, is over Facebook or Instagram or something like that. But most normal humans actually go out in the world and have like real world experiences. So that could be the case for you. But I kind of see you. There's a card here that talks about the reason I kind of feel like it's online is because online is usually more of a place where you can really investigate a person and sort of who they are and what they think and like what they're doing. I see you kind of looking into someone's life a little bit, And I think something will be revealed to you that maybe you didn't expect. And it's certainly going to be news to you. And I think it might actually change your opinion and the way you think about this person, because you're going to assume something is some kind of fact, which also, I kind of also, something tells me that whatever assumption you're going to make about this person, I don't think you should make that assumption just based on what you saw alone. And I mean, the example that's coming to me is like, I'll be on Facebook and I'll see people say certain things, which sometimes can really surprise me. But, you know, I see people sometimes say stuff that's kind of shitty on Facebook. But at the same time, I know that they're actually not bad people. And I know that these opinions really aren't theirs. So, like, it is hard to have to go on Facebook and see people say stuff that's kind of insensitive. But I like, it's sort of like, there was this, I'll give you an example. There's this guy that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I don't know if I've even ever met him, but I know he's like a friend of my dad's. Or I think he's actually my dad's cousin. And he made some kind of homophobic post one day, and I was kind of surprised by it. But I know he's not like, I just know that that's really not what he thinks. I know he would never say that to a gay person, not because he's afraid of getting hurt by the gay person, but that he would hurt the person's feelings. So it's like you see people say stuff that you know they don't actually think, but they're just probably a lunatic at the moment. And I like, because if a gay person went up to this guy and was nice to him, he would be nice in return and probably enjoy the conversation. So I don't know, something like that. All right, moving on. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom, up. Okay. Mia Moore. If Devante could confess anything about him to me, what would it be? So, Mia Moore wants to know what this person would confess if maybe there wasn't something holding them back. So what would this person confess? All right, I forget the person's name. I think it was Devante. I had to scroll back down. Oh, shit. Damn it! Sorry, I'm dropping the cards. These cards aren't cooperating. Trying to give me a hard time. Okay, Mia Moore. Let's see what this person would confess to you if there wasn't something holding them back. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let me see. So funny. All right. Well, interesting. Okay. Well, Mia Moore. I'm laughing because it's just I'm a lunatic. So just whatever. You know, yeah, hang on. I'm going to pull 3 more cards to get an idea of something. There might be, I might have to skip this question, no offense. But let me just see if I'm just curious. Out of curiosity, I just want to pull 3 more cards and get an idea of something. Yeah, it's still kind of unclear. I get the sense that I'm going to answer your question by sort of not answering your question. I kind of feel like this person really can't be trusted, because I feel like this person is I see a lot of romance in this reading, but at the same time, it's kind of tipping me off that maybe this person. So I'm also assuming that's something that you're curious about, is it has something to do with romantic feelings. I kind of get the sense that this person is especially when it comes to relationships, I feel like this person you're asking about, Devonte, can't really be trusted, because they really are kind of, not that, I kind of get the sense that this person tells women what they want to hear, and not what actually the truth is. So I think there's definitely a chance that this person likes you romantically. But I also get the sense that this person kind of uses women, and I don't get the sense that he wants anything lasting or serious. I think he just wants to have as many girlfriends at the same time as he wants to, and also kind of will almost bully women sometimes. All right. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing to all of them, or whatever gets him his romantic fix. All right, moving on. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing because I'm happy about what I just said. I mean, I am, but I'm not in a bad way, or some kind of fucked up evil way. I'm just proud of myself. I'm gonna smoke a little tobacco and then answer some more questions. I'm having fun. I haven't even lit any incense. I have my little spell candle going. My mysterious little candle. It's funny how you look, it's like a candle burning, and I'm not even sure there is a candle. It's like in that movie, The Matrix, when the guy says there is no spoon. I'm just looking at this candle like, I don't even know. Is there a candle? I know, because magic can really do anything. There can be a candle. I know it's possible that it could be as real as it could be. But at the end of the day, I don't know. And it's like, well, is there? I'm not saying that life is the Matrix and we're all in that machine city or whatever. God, can you imagine of all the possibilities like that? But it's kind of bullshit anyway. Anyway. PJ. PPJJ. if you would like to, I can give you a reading in private. Email me if you want, and we can set something up. I can facilitate them through Facebook, Messenger, either a call or a video chat, or if you just want to do it over messages, or maybe on Instagram, because I know that on Instagram, people can privately like talk to each other like that too, whether through text or video chat. Anyway, just email me and let me know how you want to do it. And I promise I will check that email. You know what's funny? At the beginning of every live stream, I always tell people to email me if they want a private reading. And like, I hardly ever check that email. Although it's kind of a buzzkill too, because when I finally do check it, I still have not gotten any messages from anybody wanting any kind of private reading. All right. It's a real buzzkill. I don't know what bourbon tastes like. I think that's whiskey, right? I don't know. I'm poor, so I can't. I feel like when I go to the liquor store, I literally get the absolute cheapest vodka that they have. That's all I can really do right now without like dipping into my savings too much. And I'm trying desperately not to go back to work. The only reason I would go back to work is if I truly ran out of money. Or if, well, that's kind of complicated. I have to scroll up a lot. Oh. Okay. I don't know. So next up is Michelle Henley. My question is, will I get the job I applied for with the school system? So you want to know if you'll get the job with the school system. Let me see what comes up, Michelle. Unless there is such thing as cheap bourbon. I have a feeling I wouldn't like it anyway. I love vodka because it doesn't really have a flavor. I mean, it does, but I don't drink straight vodka, and all the drinks I make are very weak. But I just want a little bit of that, like alcohol, like when you swallow alcohol, I want a little bit of that feeling. But I don't really want to, like, I don't know. So Michelle, you want to know if you'll get the job with the school system. So Michelle, I do think you're going to get the job. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I also feel like you're going to get a really good job. Like like I get the sense that there are going to be people below you, where you're really going to have to be like a good leader, which I think you also, which I think you will excel at. And something tells me whatever this is close to where you grew up. So it's like very close to home for you, I feel. There's something about childhood and some kind of connection with something about your heart when you were very young. So it almost seems special in a way. I don't know where it is, but um, I also think you have to go in with an open mind, because I think that however things are done in this new job, it's going to be very different than what you're used to. All right. Let me see who's up next. All right. Jesus, I'm so fucking far behind. Yes. So Dr. Rose Quartz is up next. Marco, what actions are going to take? What actions are we going to take since we said last live we wanted relationships next year? Oh, that you mean just like like for me? Well, I don't know, Dr. Rose Quartz. I mean, I like the idea of having a boyfriend, and I don't know. I do want a boyfriend, but at the same time, I'm not even sure. I feel like the only reason I want a boyfriend is to be able to tell people that I have a boyfriend. Unless I'm just fucked up in the head. I do like the idea of like falling in love with another spirit, and just our spirits being so intertwined in this world, and hanging out and talking and having deep conversations and lots of awesome sex. But I don't know, the thought is very enticing. I'm just not sure if that's like real, or like if I'm like so brainwashed by movies and stuff that I think that's even attainable. But as far as I know, I see people in day-to-day life that do have relationships like that, unless I'm being bullshitted way more than I even know. But I would like that. I mean, so far for the last 10 years, I've just been having hookups with guys and then never seeing them again. I've done a lot of that, a whole lot of that. Lots and lots of that. Oh, let me see who's up next. Well, Dr. Rose Quartz, what are you planning on? I mean, there are a few people that I have in my phone that I do maybe want to like hook up with and maybe just see what happens. But I don't know. My life's a little complicated, and I'm not going to get into it. But there's certain things in my life that I just want to get better before I even hook up with someone. Okay, let me see. I think I have a question from Matt. And after Matt, it's Felicia. All right, Matt. Yeah, Felicia, if you want. I don't know if you're still here, Felicia Davis. If you want, you might have already. Oh, no, yeah. I was going to say drop your question, but you already did a while ago. I'm pretty far behind. I'm only at Matt C, 5268. So Matt asks, I had an interview for a job I really want. Will I be offered? Scorpio male. So let me see what comes up from Matt. Matt. All right, so PPJJ sent money for a question. So let me just do Matt's question real quick because I was already about to, and then I'm gonna skip ahead to PPJJ. All right. So Matt wants to know about the job. Well, I'm not even sure if Matt is still here, but Matt, hi. If you're watching this in the future, or if you're still here, I kind of get the sense that you're really barking up the wrong tree. I think you need to follow your heart. What did you say? I feel like in the question you asked, you said it's a job that you really want. I think that's what you said. Let me just make sure. An interview for a job I really want, will I be offered? Listen, I get the sense from looking at these cards that I think you're totally barking up the wrong tree with this whatever job you're asking about. And also, I want to say you really need to follow your heart and do something that you really love. Even though, because you say you really want this job, I kind of get the sense you actually don't want this job. But I think when you say I want this job, it's because it's something you think you can really do well, and it probably pays well too. But I don't think it's right for you. I don't really see you getting the job. And that's probably for a very good reason because you still have to figure out some stuff. Maybe you're on the younger side. Most people that are older already know what their passions are and where their heart lies. Um, for me, it was about, I don't know, I'm 31 now. I don't really know. I guess I still don't really know, but it wasn't until a couple years ago that the gears even started to turn in my head about my future. And I have a long way to go, but um, all right, I've said enough. Okay, so PPJJ, what is your question? And I don't think you haven't asked your free question either. So if you sent 5 for a question, you can also ask your free one if you want. And while you type in your question, give me 1 second. I'm going to go make another drink. I'll only be gone for like a minute. And I'm back. Prob. So, is Richard interested in me in some way? Is it something I'm trying? It is something I'm trying not to think about, but it has started to bother me now. Oh, jeez. All right. Okay. All right. Prob. You want to know about Richard's interests in you, if there are any, or what I'm more trying to figure out is Richard's thinking towards you, Richard's vibe, his energy towards you. What does he think about you? How does he feel about you? What's the storyline here? Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to pull a few more cards. Actually, I think it's a beautiful reading. But now I'm kind of confused because you seem to be expressing some concern, and now I don't know. I'm just going to pull 3 more cards, and because I'm gonna go off of what the cards I just pulled and pull 3 more. Just asking if he's crazy. Because now I'm kind of confused. All right. Is this person crazy? Oh, shit. All right. Overall, the sense I get from these cards, Prob, is that I think Richard finds you very interesting, and I think he finds you fascinating and dazzling, and I think he really thinks you're very, very wonderful. I also do get the sense you probably shouldn't be worried about him. But although maybe I'm misreading what you're saying now, actually. Let me put it this way, actually. I think he has very intense feelings for you. Maybe not romantically, but I think he's like, I would use the word fan, like he's a very big fan of you. Finds you very fascinating, interesting. And I actually think his feelings for you are very powerful. Not so much in the sense of romance, if that's what you were wondering, but just someone who's very impressed with you and finds you very he thinks very highly of you. I also don't really get the sense I think he's a good guy. Maybe not super bright, but good. All right. Just I don't know if that helps you, but All right. Now you can ask another question if you want. Yeah. See, oh, okay. See, I'm sorry. I misread that when I first read that question. I was a little confused because when I immediately read that question, I kind of thought because when you said you're trying not to think about it and it's starting to bother you, I almost got the sense that you were creeped out by him or something. So I kind of misread that to begin with. But if it makes you feel any better, the cards I pulled about his feelings towards you were all very powerful and all very good. But not so much specifically about romance. The word I kept thinking was that he's a fan. He finds you very talented and very interesting. All right. But now I understand. You're just saying it's bothering you and you don't want to think about it because you sort of have feelings for him and you think he has feelings for you. And for some reason, you don't want to have these feelings. I'm assuming you said that because you're already in a relationship and maybe you're feeling guilt about that. Because, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of which would make any sense. Because if you like him and you think he likes you, and I'm telling you that he likes you a lot, I don't see why I can't think of a reason why that would bother you, except for that he's in a relationship. He is your senior. He's your senior. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming, do you mean he's older than you, or like, you mean he's like your boss or something? I don't know. But you can ask another question. Interesting. Well, thank you so much for the donation. Which, by the way, I wouldn't get involved with your boss. I would just kind of resist the temptation because that just doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm just saying that as like your friend and not so much as like a tarot card reader, but just, I don't know, in my whole life, I've always heard you should never get involved with your boss. With your coworker is a little different, which I think is also probably not a great idea, but in some cases, that's how you find your husband. Anyway, that was fun. By the way, Prob, if you're wondering what cards I pulled, in terms of like how he feels about you, sorry, it was a beautiful looking reading. It was Temperance upright. It was Temperance upright. It was the Queen of Pentacles upright, and it was another major card that was also upright. But it was something with good energy. Fuck, what was the third one? Oh, the Empress upright. It was a beautiful reading. All right. Let me see who's up next. I don't even know. I have no clue. Before Prob, I have no clue who I answered. God. I don't know who's still here, but oh Jesus, I'm so far behind. Ugh. There are because the thing that I'm kind of I don't know what I should do because it says there's 7 people watching me, but I have way more than 7 questions to answer. Unless they come back and watch it in the future, but Felicia, are you still here? You were up next, I remember. Do you see Evan moving in? Yeah, I did Matt, and then Felicia was up next. Do you see Evan moving in? Yeah. Let's see. Did a card flip over? No. No. Felicia. Let's see what comes up. So, oh shit. Do I see, oh, fuck me. Hang on. Do I see Evan moving in? Let's see. Evan. I like that name. Evan. You don't hear that name a lot. When I went to high school, there were like 100 people named Chris. It's like, for the love of God, humanity, there are other names besides Christopher. Like, although usually they were all hot guys. So if you're afraid your kid might end up ugly, I guess, call him Chris, I guess. I'm just saying. There are other names, people. Okay, Felicia. It's funny. I have a nephew named Christian, which is just it's like the cousin of the name Christopher, but Christian's better. That's a little bit more unique, but people are still going to call him Chris. No one's going to call him Christian except his grandmother. Okay. Well, Felicia, I feel, Felicia, I don't really know what's going on with you and Evan. I don't see him moving in. But I also kind of get the sense I feel like he has very strong opinions about not moving in. Whether his opinions are right or wrong, they are strong opinions. And I do kind of also get the sense that maybe there are opinions that he's already expressed to you. Which, by the way, I think you'd be much happier if that didn't happen in the long run. But all right, that's all I'll say. I think the answer is probably no. I need to smoke a little bit more tobacco. I don't need to, but I want to. I need to maintain happiness and joy. God, if I had nothing to inhale, like if I didn't have any vapes or tobacco, I would be losing my mind. It's funny. I was watching this comedian on YouTube, and she was talking about Zins, which I figured out later that Zins are like these little things that you like put in your lip you like put it in your mouth behind your lip. I don't know what you do with it, like suck on it, I guess, or just let it sit there. I don't know, but I don't know. And I'm like, I was thinking about trying it. Like, is it something I should try? Is it good? I don't really see the appeal in that. But also, I'm like, God, what if in some strange way that ended up being addicting for me? And then I just think it's probably a bad idea because I don't want to have some kind of new addiction to something because I can barely afford the addictions I have now. I doubt I would get addicted to that, but like, I don't know. Seems like a weird thing to be addicted to, just letting something be in your lip. But I'm scared in some kind of bizarre, freaky way. I almost could get addicted to it. Anyway, let me see who's up next. Now there's 0 people watching me. Is anybody still here? Who's still here? It's telling me nobody. But sometimes that's not right. I don't know. The wizards over at YouTube got to get their shit together. All right, Leo's son's here. Fairy is here. Yeah, that icon's fucking bullshit. I don't know why I ever even consider that. Mia Moore. Oh. All right, some people are still here. Viddy. All right, let me see. Out of the people that are saying they're here, I'm going to go back and see who's up next. Let's see. All right, I think Leo's son's up next, and then that's where I'm at right now. Okay. So Leo's son, what's coming? And listen, if anybody's leaving brand new comments, I'm not down there. I'm scrolled way back up, so I can't see what anyone is saying right now. I'm just gonna try to pop out some questions for the people who are still watching. Oh. Leo's son, I do think that something is coming in your love life. I think it's a man who's very honest and upfront about what he's looking for. And I think you're really going to like him. So keep that in mind. I think you will really like him. And I think you're going to find him to be very pleasant to be around. And because I think initially in the very beginning, he's going to make it very clear what he's after in terms of romance. And it's nothing that's going to bother you too much, at least in the beginning. I do get the sense, but like I said, the things he says in the beginning about what he's looking for, it's really not going to bother you that much in the beginning. But I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Some people, but I think I think the important thing is that he's honest, and he is being honest. And he's kind of putting all the cards on the table, giving them to you, and then letting you make an informed decision about how to move forward. But it's going to be a good relationship. I think you're going to go for it for a while. Okay. Vidi. Oh, no. Let me see. All right. I think Vidi's up next. That was one of the people that said they were still here. I have an invite. Not sure if I want to go or if it would benefit me. Any guidance? Okay. An invite to something. Let me see what comes up. Oh. Yeah. Go with that one. An invite. Okay, well, Vidi. Vidi. I'm going to scroll back down and see what people are saying. Vidi. I kind of feel, I just read your new comments. You said, yeah, my crazy family of spiders house to see my siblings and whatnot. I think the way I see it is it would be kind of a drag if you did go. I see it being very kind of uneventful and slow paced, and you would end up having to listen to kind of you're going to have to listen to people's opinions that maybe you don't fully agree with, and it might be kind of annoying. Of course, you have the power to leave at any time, because that's important too. I think if you did go, it would be in your power to leave at any time you wanted to. Now, I think honestly, every experience can be of some kind of benefit, whether it's spiritual or whatever. But everything actually can give us more power. But in a way, I think it would be kind of more of a drag. But anyway, I mean, it's up to you. I think you'll end up kind of just being really bored and also a little bit annoyed. But have fun. Crystal, hello. Long time no see. Of course you can donate. I want to take all of your money. I'm just kidding. I love money. I would never take all of your money. I'm not like that. But the answer is yes. Absolutely. Everybody loves money. Because for my entire existence, the last 31 years of my life, I have not been able to snap my fingers and make what I want appear in front of me. The only way I can get things is if I have money and go buy them. It's the only way I've ever been able to manifest anything, which honestly, there's probably a good reason for that. Probably a hugely good reason for that. I know it's funny. Sometimes I think, man, I would love to just be able to conjure exactly what I want whenever I want to. But after about a year of that kind of living, I don't know who the fuck I would be or become. Mostly I'd probably just end up not only crazy, but bored. Japan. Yikes. I don't really know much about Japan, but like from what I've seen on like shows and stuff, it's so crowded, and oh my god, that's a lot of energy to take in at one time. I want to go to Ireland. There's 3 places that I really want to go to at some point. Sort of a fourth, but I'll probably never go there. I want to go back to Canada, to French-speaking Canada. I want to go to Ireland, and I want to go to France. And the fourth thing is sort of Brazil. Like, I sort of want to go to Brazil and see the rainforest, but I am hugely afraid of like spiders and bugs. And I'm sure in the rainforest they have some godforsaken bug that's going to bite me and kill me. Or worse, some kind of snake. Oh, my heart would stop if I saw something like that. I can't even imagine what my reaction would be if I saw some kind of deadly looking shit right in front of me. In Australia, I will never the fuck go to Australia. Let me tell you right now, I heard that in Australia there are spiders the size of dinner plates. Yeah, look it up. I can't go there. I can't go there, and I'm not gonna ever. I'm sure it's a beautiful country, whatever. I'm not going. Crystal, thank you so much. How much did you donate? Just so I know how many questions I need to do. I mean, I could just look at my tablet, but it's just easier if you just tell me. 7? Awesome. All right, so you still get your free question too, so that's 3 questions. So, Crystal, lay it on me. What's your first question? Yeah, I love Canada. Also, I live in Massachusetts, so French-speaking Canada is closer to me than all of those other places I mentioned. So if I do, by some miracle, get enough money to take a vacation, probably the first place I'm going is Canada. Yikes, Crystal. So you're going through a rough time. I bet you're doubting that God exists, and you are very much wrapped up in really a story right now. You're kind of living through a scary story. So what is your question about it? You don't know who any of them are. Interesting. Well, I mean, you know, I don't listen. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The people that stole from you are just people, spirits inside of bodies in a world that is insane. So I imagine they would definitely get some. They would pay for that, even if you didn't do a reversal. I'm sure nothing good would come of that for them. But you want to know, is my reversal working? All right. Let me see. Is your reversal working? Well, in my opinion, Crystal, what I'm going to say based on these cards is that, um, well, Crystal, so I think no matter how big or small your spell is, whether you just light a tiny candle or a huge candle, or you just do a little gesture or a big gesture, I think you're putting something out there. Like a lot is going on around you, things that you see and don't see, and there is a truth to all of everything, or at least in this dimension, and the truth is something divine and kind of beyond words. So I think I would find it hard to believe that what these gestures that you're doing to do some kind of reversal, I highly doubt that it's having absolutely no effect. I mean, it has to be doing at least a little something. If you ask me, I do think based on these cards, you could do something that has a little bit more of a punch. Um, but I would just have faith. I think God is good, which you're probably doubting that right now, because of what you're going through. But I know you certainly would hope and want God to be good, right? You know, um, you know what I'm saying. Um, I do think that you could maybe. I think. I don't know what kind of reversal you're doing. I think you should think about what spirits you're working with a little bit more. Um, Maybe calling on really powerful spirits, because there is a card here which is the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which kind of tells me that you could kind of amp up what you're doing by calling on other spirits. Um, And also, I feel like you're someone that has a lot of wisdom. And maybe in this, I do this a lot. And I think it actually, there is something to this. Just, I'm about to say something, but just listen and just go with me on this for a second. So, life is full of unexplainable things. And maybe right before you do any kind of spell or reversal or whatever you're doing, maybe right before you actually do the thing, maybe you just say out loud, and it could be just single words or it could be sentence after sentence, but just maybe put out there like some unexplainable things about life that nobody can explain now and nobody will ever be able to explain, because it might make you feel better. And I think there's something to that, especially in the type of world we live in. Probably important to do stuff like that. Um, all right. So, to me, this reading is just saying that I'm sure what you're doing does have some kind of cosmic, spiritual, magical, dimensional effect. I'm not sure if dimensional is a word, but I'm just putting something out there. But I do think you could probably make it a little better if you could maybe a little bit more of something. All right. So, Crystal, what's your next question? And if you're curious about the cards I pulled, these are them. Should you hire someone to do a reversal? Oh, do it yourself. No, no. I'm just gonna give you my opinion. Don't do that. And plus, if you find a really good spell, or if you know, I don't know. It's so much fun to do yourself, you know? I mean, I would never hire someone to do a spell for me. I love doing spells, and I would want to do it myself. Find a good spell that's really powerful, and they're so much fun to say out loud. They're so much fun to say, and it's fun to do all the crafty things and stuff. Um, oh, you know what? A reversal spell. Crystal, I am going to write a spell because I don't think that's on my channel right now. I am going to write a spell for, I don't know what reversal means, but I mean, I kind of think I know. I think probably what you want more than anything is maybe like, um, I think that what you want is that there are these people that did something bad to you, and you want to feel like you got revenge. I think that's probably what you really want. Oh, there is oh no, I took it down. So I'm gonna put up a spell on my channel after I make this live stream. It might be tomorrow morning that I actually put up this spell, but it might actually be right after I end this live stream. I'm gonna go look around and see what spells are here, and it'll be one of my shorts on my channel. I'll put it up. I will call it Revenge Spell, and then and I'll try to make it really good and really fun to say. And I think you'll feel better once you do it. Just keep an eye out for that. It's either going to be later tonight or early tomorrow morning that it's on my channel. Actually, hang on. I'm going to write that down in case I forget. Where's my paper? Yeah. No. You can ask a different question. I don't think you should really pay people to do spells for you. Kind of takes the fun out of it kind of takes the fun out of doing it yourself. I'm not even sure if what I just said was English. I'm having trouble with words. Fuck. All right. So, Crystal, what is your next question? Well, Crystal, also, now, I bet if you cast a revenge spell yourself and try to really enjoy what you're doing, maybe laugh about it while you're doing it, I would say give it time, and I think you will feel like you got revenge. And I think at some point in your future, you will feel like you really know that you got revenge on those precise exact people that you're after. Okay. Just keep an eye out for that news to come. I think I have a revenge spell. I think it's what they did to me was wrong. Their power is lost. Their power is gone. Revenge is what I desire. May they know of fate, of hell and fire. That's all I have at the moment, but I feel like I can make that. I can really zhuzh that up a little bit. So just that's all I have now. And there's also a karma spell that I like to do sometimes. But I will do the revenge one and try to like really make it better. And keep an eye out for that on my channel, and then you can do it yourself. And you will have a lot of fun doing it. It'll be the spell I just said, plus a few more sentences that really, let's just say, are thought-provoking. You know, well, Crystal, I think I've only answered one question for you so far. So, oh, okay. Should I call on Ishnu? No, Ishu. Now, I don't tell me anything about Ishu. I actually don't even know what that is, but I'm wondering if I can maybe I don't know. Let me just see what I say. All right. Well, so Crystal, I feel like the answer is no. I really don't know what issue is based on our whole conversation up until now, and just based on what I'm assuming. I am assuming that's some kind of deity or something like that. Um, I want to say the answer is no, and for me, it's hard for me to like do that. Typically, if I do call on spirits, in my mind, I'm not really calling on like, oh, when I do call on spirits, I don't really call on like specifically named spirits in religions that I've heard about, but I tend to think about archetypes and ideas of spirits that I think are real. Um, because I so have trust issues with this world that I live in, even though it's actually for the most part it's usually good to me. But I have my doubts about it too. Like I will call on like Mother Earth, and it's not so much I'm calling on the Earth I've always been told about and have experienced my whole life. When I call on Mother Earth, I'm calling. I mean, I say like there's a one spell it's a get even spell. I call on like Mother Earth, but it's in my mind what I'm actually calling on is the archetype of like just reality and what's being put in front of you by something else, which I call Mother Earth sometimes. Like, because every person would always be born into some kind of reality that they really don't know how they got there or what put that reality in front of them. So I'm calling on like that kind of a spirit. I say Mother Earth, but in my mind, I'm just sort of thinking of an archetype or just an idea of something. That might help you feel better. Because no one really knows. No person really knows. There's no person that has all the answers. So I'm just telling you what I do because I have a feeling that based on this reading and these cards that I pulled, I'm just thinking that it might make you feel better to do something like that. You know, I like to think about angels. And I don't like, I call on angels all the time. Like, I always think about that archetype in my mind. I'm not necessarily saying the Christian idea of angels. I mean, if you ask me, and I'm probably wrong about this, but if you ask me, the word angel isn't like a Christian word. I mean, it probably is, but in my mind, it's not. To me, the word angel is just an English word that represents like spirits and energy that are really there just to help and spread good. So, stuff like that. Ideas, you know? I would say for you, just maybe ponder different ideas of what different spirits might do and what they are and what they look like in your imagination, and try to conjure stuff like that. I think it'll make you feel better. So, what is your next question? But I think that will help. Will I end up with Corey? Oh, Corey, that is such a hot guy name. That's one of those hot guy names. I know what I'm talking about. It's a hot guy name. Anyway, Corey, will you end up with Corey? Sorry. I think there was a kid named Corey in my high school. I'm sorry I talk about my high school experience so much, but it's really the most I've really been out there, if you know what I mean. And I think there was a kid named Corey that I was obsessed with. He was really popular and I was a nobody, but I would just like see him across the room and I would just start staring at him and I'd like make eyes with him. And then I'd realize, well, I'm being creepy. I should probably not look into his eyes right now. Yeah, I think you're going to end up with him. I see nothing but good energy here. Now, see, I don't know how you know Corey. I don't really see anything in these cards about romance, but I do see a good future. And see, I don't know what to say. Because when I saw that question, I immediately assumed you meant like romantically. But based on these cards, I think you will end up with him, but this isn't like a romantic thing between the two of you. But, okay. Yeah. I mean, I think the future between the two of you is bright. I see nothing but good stuff here, but I see nothing about romance. Whatever that means to you. These are the cards I got. All good cards, all in good positions. You're welcome. And once again, Crystal, I'm sorry that you're going through such a shitty time. But well, not even sure what it is really. But I think you're going to get what you're after. And thank you so much for the donation. I'm glad to make any money. Well, I'm actually going to go now. So I'm so sorry if you asked a question and I did not answer it. But I go live at least a few times a week. So keep an eye out for me. I used to always go live really, really early in the morning. I live very close to Boston, so just keep that in mind when I'm talking about time. But I'm trying to get in the habit of going live at night. And I do prefer going live at night. I think it's a cooler vibe and it's more fun for me. And anyway, so thank you all for coming. And I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. I've only been live for like 2 hours, but I'm thinking it's time to go. All right. Bye. And Crystal, keep an eye out for that spell I'm going to upload. I'm going to get to work on it right now. I'm going to go over to my coffee table and start writing. It's going to be the one I just said a few minutes ago, but with a bit more added to it to make it better. All right. Bye.